Hello, Happy New Year.
Hey, good to see you.
You too. Welcome back to Pondering Podcasts. We didn't bring in our theme music. Oh, we really need
I
to bring it
know. Yes, we
back.
got to get on the ball. Okay, we're going to
For
kick it off.
our first episode of 2022, we listened to the Dean Graziosi podcast, the Dean Graziosi Show. The episode was from November 26th. It's only 9 minutes long, and it is called Why Your Brain Sets You Up to Fail and How to Overcome It. So super excited. This was a great listen. And I'm excited to chat with you about it today. So I just thought it'd be helpful maybe to read the description from the podcast for anyone who hadn't listened to it yet. So it just says, you know, that voice inside your head, the one constantly telling you why things won't work or why you should fear the worst. How often is your brain thinking about the past or future that hasn't even happened, rather than focusing on right now? Your brain will set you up to fail unless you learn to hijack it and take back control. And in this quick message, I'll give you keys to start driving your own thoughts. So this was super great to listen to and think about. You know, I think we've talked a lot about gratitude in the end of last year. And so I kind of, that idea comes to mind when I think of how can we live in the right now and not be worried about things that haven't even happened yet, letting that worry kind of hijack your mood or your behavior or your progress because you're so fearful of what might happen. So what were your takeaways? What were your thoughts listening to this podcast?
You know, I loved it. I thought it was a really good one because I know how powerful the brain is and how it just can take us to places that don't even it's not even true. You know, we come up with these elaborate stories of what someone might think about us or how our business should be or what we, should be doing in our life. You know, social media has brought that very much to the forefront for so many people because we're living a life of what we want people to see and not how we really are sometimes. That life just can be tough. So that idea of our brain being hijacked and how to actually hijack it back, like how can we take it back? Say, okay, brain, you know, I'm here and I'm in this now point, and what I'm saying to myself may not even ever happen or be true. And how is that really serving me? So when he talked about, there was this quote, I'm going to read it because I'll forget, but it was, what if life happens for us and not to us? And it was a very thoughtful quote by Tony Robbins, I thought, that he shared, because I never really thought of it that way. Life happening for me, like if that's instead of it all being to me, that, and we've talked about this before, a simple change in the wording, get to versus have to, for us versus to us. That idea of learning from our mistakes and using them to grow. There's just so much packed in this 9 minutes that I thought it was a really good find on your part. Thank you for sharing. And just helped me reflect and just get recentered for 2022. I get to live this life. I get to choose what I think about, what I put my energy into and my effort. And there's choice in that.
Yeah. I think that idea of life's happening for us and not to us is so powerful when you consider when things don't go your way or what kind of failures you're going through and how that can be an opportunity when you make mistakes or things go wrong or bad. It's not, they used to always say the quote, like everything happens for a reason. And I prefer whoever said, and I don't know how to quote them because I don't know who said it, but not everything happens for a reason, but everything happens for an opportunity.
Ooh, I like that.
And yes, bad things are going to happen in your life. You're not going to get that client, or you're going to get your PayPal shut down.
Oh.
Or, your kid's going to punch your other kid, or you're going to get a principal report. Whatever it is, what can you take away from that? What can you learn from that? What can you use that for change? What opportunity can you gather from the hard stuff? And I love the idea too. I think that goes with this is like, you've made it through 100% of your bad days.
Oh, I love that one too.
So how does, that ties into, we have bad days and we have horrible moments. We have terrible things happen. what opportunity, what learning, what lesson, what growth can we walk away from? So I think coming into this new year, not only like how can we live right now and not worry about how we're going to do all year long, but also how can we reflect back on 2021 and think, okay, where these different things fell down, what did I grow from that? Or how did I go from there? And if you do the calendar audit, like I was talking about, what can you learn from those things that were on your calendar that you're taking off now because they weren't worth it for you? And how can you take those things forward, those ideas forward, the ones you want to keep and the ones you want to leave behind, and move into a year with goals in mind, but not worrying about if you're going to get there.
Yeah, I think it's that, taking each step forward and learning in that step, like you place your foot on a rock and you're not sure if the rock's going to be a steady one. Like it might be wobbly, it might sink into the water if you're going over a stream, but you don't get to find out and test it until you try. And that I think so much of what we do in our businesses, we are testing, and the markets do change and the needs do change. And it's our responsibility to be able to kind of mold towards that and be okay with that, not create a story that isn't true, because we don't know the future.
Right.
And we spend a whole lot of time thinking about the future.
Yeah. And if we are going to step on that rock and that rock does tip over and we do fall off, we shouldn't be worried the whole time that we're going to fall. We should be thinking, okay, what will we do if we fall, or what will we do if we don't?
Yeah.
Whatever, we're going to move forward either way, whether soaking wet or
exactly
or completely dry.
Yeah, I mean, that's where our tools come in, and that's where like being able to collaborate as a group here and as a community to help each other out, to say, hey, this happened to, what did you do, or what opportunity could I find in this struggle, because sometimes we can't see it, it's just too dark for us, or we just need someone else to put a little bit of light on it. And I think that just in listening to just this short podcast, we were able to take that away of life is for us, not to us. We get to choose how we want our life to look. Even though there are moments that are out of our control, we still have opportunity in what we do with them.
Totally. Love it.
So
awesome.
I'm excited. 2022, where it's going to go is okay to just go, and we'll follow that path, because paths are made and we don't always know what's in front of us. So I'm excited.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming back together. We're excited to be back for this new year of Pondering Podcasts. We'll work on our intro theme music. And
we'll have to figure that part out. That'll be a new discovery for me. So exciting.
We'll look forward to you guys tuning in next week. Shout out and share any podcasts you might have that we could check out this year. And thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Cindy.
Yeah, great to see you. Take care. Bye-bye, everybody.